Hello everyone. Today we will learn definite integral. Okay. We have completed indefinite integrals. We know integrals are of two types. One is indefinite, another is definite. We have completed indefinite integrals. Now we will start definite integral. Okay. By definition we know f of x is said to be integral of g of x if f dash x is equal to g of x. Okay. We know f dash x means what? Derivative of f of x. If derivative of f of x is gx, then we will say what? F of x is the integral of gx, that is we write here integration of gx is equal to fx plus c. Okay, in case of indefinite integral we were writing f of x plus c. Okay, c was a what? Constant term. Okay, since value of c is not fixed, c can be anything, that's why we were calling this integral as indefinite integral. Okay, now we will see the difference in case of definite integral. See what is the difference. See here, in case of definite integral, what we do, we integrate the function in an interval. Okay, see here one interval I have taken, that interval starts from a to b. Okay, we will write these two constant terms with the integration symbol. One is in the lower part, another is in the upper part. The lower part, the constant will be named as what? Lower limit, and here b will be called as upper limit. Okay, here we have taken one interval from a to b. Okay, within this interval we will integrate gx. Okay, here normally we will start integrating. Okay, suppose integration of gx is f of x. Okay, suppose integration of gx is f of x, then we will write f of x with one bracket, square bracket symbol, and in the right side top corner we will write its upper limit, and right side lower corner we will write its lower limit. Okay, first what we will do, we will do the integration, simple integration first we will do, then we will write these two limits like this: upper limit on the right side top corner and lower limit on the right side lower corner. Okay, after writing like this, what we will do, we will put b in place of x and a in place of x. Okay, see here I have written f of x b to a means f of b minus f of a. The formula for this one is f of b minus f of a. Okay, now you got it. The formula is very simple. First what we will do, we will integrate this function. After integrating, we will write these limits like in these places, and then what we will do, first we will put upper limit in place of x, then minus lower limit in place of x. Here we have got f of b minus f of a. This is the formula for definite integral. Okay, suppose one example here I have given. Suppose the definite integral is given like this: integrate x square from 1 to 2. Integrate x square from 1 to 2. We know integration of x square is x cube by 3. Integration of x square is x cube by 3. First I have integrated this function, then see here 2 is the upper limit I have written here, and 1 is the lower limit I have written here. Okay, then see here 1 by 3 is a constant term, so I have taken this 1 by 3 term to the outside of this bracket. Okay, after taking this 1 by 3 term to the outside of the bracket, only x cube term is left. Here see, only x cube term is left, and the limits are remain same. Okay, now what we will do, first we will put this upper limit in place of x. See here I have put 2 cube. If you put 2 in place of x, then you will get 2 cube. Okay, and here then minus sign will be there, then we will put lower limit in place of x. Here lower limit is 1, put 1 in place of x, so it will become 1 cube. So here you have got 1 by 3 into 2 cube minus 1 cube. 2 cube is 8 and 1 cube is 1, so 8 minus 1 is 7, so 1 by 3 into 7, answer is 7 by 3. Okay, it is very simple. Okay, so let's discuss another example. Another easy example is there. Suppose here it is given to integrate sin x from pi by 6 to pi by 4. Okay, you know integration of sin x is minus cos x. Okay, here I have integrated, then I have written here the upper limit and here is the lower limit. Here see minus sign is there, so here in the next step I have taken the minus sign to the outside of the bracket. Now we have got this term. Now what we will do, first we will put the upper limit in place of x. Here I have put upper limit is pi by 4, so I have written here cos pi by 4 minus, then put again lower limit in the function. Here I have put cos pi by 6. Okay, and you know cos pi by 4, value of cos pi by 4 is equal to pi by 4 radian is equal to 45 degree. Cos 45 degree is equal to 1 by root 2, and cos pi by 6 radian is equal to 30 degree. Cos 30 degree is equal to root 3 by 2. Okay, now you have got minus whole into 1 by root 2 minus root 3 by 2. Okay, now take LCM. After taking LCM, you will get 2 minus root 3 divided by 2 root 2. Since minus sign is there, multiply this minus sign, then you will get it is 2 minus root 3 is there. After multiplying the minus sign, you will get what? Root 3 minus 2 by 2 root 2. Okay, here is the answer. One more step also you can do. Here root 2 is in the numerator, so rationalize this answer, multiply root 2 in the numerator and denominator, then you will get simplified form. Okay, next let us discuss another easy example. Here you see you have to integrate 1 by x. Okay, you know integration of 1 by x is ln modulus of x. Okay, here I have integrated, then I have written the upper limits like upper limit and lower limits like this. Then first we will put upper limit in the function. Here I have put in after putting 2 in place of x, we have got ln modulus of 2 minus after putting lower limit ln modulus of 1. Modulus of 2 is 2, so I have written ln 2, and modulus of 1 is 1, so I have written ln 1. And we know value of ln 1 is 0. That's why ln 2 minus 0 is equal to ln 2, which is the answer. Okay, next see another example. Here we have to integrate 1 by root upper of 1 minus x square. We know this formula. This is the integration formula of what? Sin inverse x. We know the formula is sin inverse x. After integrating, write upper limits and lower limits like this, then put upper limit and minus lower limit. You have got sin inverse 1 minus sin inverse 0. Okay, what is the value of sin inverse 1? We know sin pi by 2 is equal to 1. Okay, then pi by 2 is equal to sin inverse 1. So value of sin inverse 1 is equal to pi by 2. Similarly, sin inverse 0, you know sin 0, value of sin 0 is 0, then 0 is equal to sin inverse 0, so value of sin inverse 0 is also 0. Okay, then pi by 2 minus pi by 2, answer is pi by 2 minus 0 is answer is pi by 2. Okay, now next come to another example. See here, we have to integrate x divided by root over of x square plus 3. Okay, you know we can integrate this function by using substitution method. So start here. First what you will do, you will put t equal to x square plus 3, then you will get dt by 2 equal to x dx. Put it here, put dt by 2 in place of x dx, then you have got dt by 2, and put t in place of x square plus 3. Here I have put, then you have got root t. Okay, one thing here you have to notice. See here, earlier there was no upper limit and lower limit. Okay, when you are doing we are using substitution method, that time there were no upper limits and lower limits, but here upper limits and lower limits are there. Okay, so here one extra thing you have to do, what you have to change these limits as well. Okay, when I see here, in this next step you have done by substitution, you have changed these variables here. Here variables are in x form, here variables are t. Okay, here the whole function is in the form of x, here whole function is in the form of t. Okay, you have changed x to t. So we will change these upper limits and lower limits accordingly. How we will change? See here, so here the function is in x form when x is 0. Okay, see, when x is 0 we have taken what, t equal to x square plus 3. So we will put 0 in place of x, then value of t is equal to 0 square plus 3, that is equal to 3. So we got when x equal to 0, t equal to 3. Similarly here upper limit is 1 when a function is in form of x. Okay, so put x equal to 1, then we have got t equal to 1 square plus 3. Here t is equal to x square plus 3. Then when you will put 1 in place of x, then it will become t equal to 1 square plus 3. Here I have written 1 square plus 3. 1 square plus 3 is equal to 4. So when x equal to 0, t equal to 3, and when x equal to 1, t equal to 4. So here we have converted x to t, so that's why here when x equal to 0, t is 3. So in place of 0 here I have put 3. Okay, and here in place of 1 I have put 4. So this is the complete transformation of integration from x format to t format. Okay, got it. Now it is very easy to solve from here. See here, this is 1 by 2 term is there, it is a constant term, so take it to the outside. Then you have got 1 by 2 into integration of 1 by root t from 3 to 4. Okay, and integration of 1 by root t, you know how to do it. Okay, here that's why I have skipped that step and directly integrated. Here integration of 1 by root t is equal to 2 root t. Okay, and write this upper limit and lower limit like this. Okay, then put do one more step. Here 2 is a constant, take 2 to the outside of the bracket. Okay, this 2 will be cancelled out, only root t and upper limit and lower limit will be there. Okay, put upper limit minus lower limit, then you have got what, root 4 minus root 3, that is equal to, you know, root 4 is equal to plus or minus 2 minus root 3 will be remain same. So this is the answer. Okay, you sometimes you can solve the same example like this as well. Suppose you want to substitute the value of t here. Okay, in this way answer, you have got the answer. Okay, here you have got the solution. Suppose you want to do some in an alternate way. Suppose you will put the value of t here. Okay, you have taken value of t is x square plus 3. So if you are putting the value of t here, then remember one thing, you have to change this upper limit and lower limits as well. Okay, because it is the integrand is in the form of t, that time upper limit and lower limits are 4 and 3. Okay, when you are changing the variable, you are getting x format, that time you have to put the original upper limit and lower limit. Okay, it was which was given in the question. Okay, which was given in the question. In the question it was given 0 to 1, lower limit is 0, upper limit is 1. So you have to put here upper limit as 1 and lower limit as 0. Okay, then similarly substitute, then similarly put upper limit first, then minus lower limit. Here you have got 1 square plus 3 root over minus root over of 0 square plus 3. So you have got root 4 minus root 3, same answer you will get. Okay, if you are putting the value of t, then you have to change this upper limits and lower limits also. In this way also you will get the same answer. Okay, now let us discuss another example. Here you see, here we have to integrate log x into x. Okay, here you have to integrate log x into x. Here log x is a logarithmic function and x is a algebraic function. According to ILET, it is in the proper order, so we don't need to change the order. Now when you will get this type of question, first what we will do, first you have to solve its indefinite integral. If I will remove these limits, then it will become a indefinite integral. See here I have done. Here I have not taken the lower limit and upper limits. If you will not take this lower limit and upper limit, you will find an indefinite integral. Okay, first solve its indefinite integral. Okay, here I have solved. See, it is also described or explained in previous videos how to integrate log x into x. Here see, here I have done this integration by using integration by parts. Okay, so in finally I have got the answer is x square by 2 log x minus x square by 4 plus c. Okay, using by parts I have solved this integration. Okay, then this is the answer. Next, but in question we have got definite integral, so let's come here. See, indefinite integral of this function is this thing. Okay, now to find definite integral, put here their limits. Here limits were given 1 to 2, so put it here 1 to 2. And we know when we do definite integral, that time we don't write the constant term, only function we will write, only function. This is the function, this is integrand we have got. Okay, this is the integrand. So what we will do, we will write this integrand and its upper limits and lower limits. Okay, after next step, first we will put the upper limit, then we will put the lower limit. See here, first I have put upper limits in place of x. Here x square is there, that's why I have written 2 square. Here log x is there, that's why I have written log 2. And here it is x square by 4 is there, so here I have written 2 square by 4 minus, then again I have put lower limits. Here 1 square by 2 log 1 minus 1 square by 4. Okay, now 2 square by 2 log 2 minus 2 square by, I have simplified this, 2 square by 2 is 2 log 2 minus 2 square by 4. Okay, next here 1 square, here value of log 1 is 0. Okay, so 1 by 2 into 0 is 0, so 0 minus 1 by 4, so 2 log 2 minus 1 minus 0 minus 4. And after multiplying this minus term into the here minus 4 minus 1 by 4 is equal to plus 1 by 4, so 2 log 2 minus 1 plus 1 by 4, and minus 1 plus 1 by 4 is minus 3 by 4, and this is the answer. Okay, let us discuss another example. Here I have given pi by you have to integrate sin x into cos x from pi by 4 to pi by 3. Okay, first here we will solve it also in substitution method. So first put t equal to sin x. Okay, here you can see here sin x and cos x are there. We know derivative of sin x is cos x, so what we will take, we will take t equal to sin x, then derivative of sin x is equal to cos x, so dt is equal to cos x dx. So in place of cos x dx we will write dt, and in place of sin x we will write t. Okay, this thing so now see how we will change its limits. Okay, here pi by 4 and pi by 3 is there when function is or given question is in x format. Here we have changed it into t format. Okay, see, when x equal to pi by 4 we have taken t equal to sin x, we have taken t equal to sin x, so put pi by 4 in place of x, so t equal to sin pi by 4, and sin pi by 4 that is sin 45 degree, that is equal to 1 by root 2, so here I have written. Next again x equal to pi by 3, when x equal to here upper limit is pi by 3, so when x equal to pi by 3 then t equal to sin pi by 3. Okay, and sin pi by 3 is sin 60 degree, that is equal to sin that is equal to root 3 by 2. So when x equal to pi by 4, t equal to 1 by root 2, and when x equal to pi by 3, t equal to root 3 by 2. So put it here. So here upper limit is pi by 3, so here upper limit in the when you write in format of t, that time upper limit is 1 by root pi by 3, that means here upper limit is root 3 by 2 and lower limit is 1 by root 2. Okay, here I have written. Then you know integration of t is what? T square by 2. Integration of t is t square by 2. So integrate here, then here is the upper limit, here is the lower limit, then here 1 by 2 is a constant term, take it to the outside of this bracket, only t square is there. Okay, now put upper limit, then minus lower limit. So here you have got root 3 by 2 whole square minus 1 by root 2 whole square, and here you have got 1 by 2 whole into 3 by 4 minus 1 by 2. 3 by 4 minus 1 by 2 is equal to 1 by 4. So answer is 1 by 2 into 1 by 4 equal to 1 by 8 is the answer. Okay, and another example here. See, you have to integrate from we have to integrate 1 by root over of e to the power 2x minus 1 from 0 to ln 2. Okay, and e to the power 2x means what? E to the power x whole square. Okay, e to the power 2x is same as e to the power x whole square. Okay, so here is the format. So what we will do, we will also solve this example by substitution method. See here, t we will substitute t equal to e to the power x. If t equal to e to the power x, its derivative is also e to the power x. So we have got dt by e to the power x equal to dx. If we interchange these two terms, okay, dt by e to the power x is equal to dx, and we have taken this e to the power x as a t. So it will become dt by t. So dx is equal to dt by t. Okay, so we will put dt by t in place of dx. So put it here. So here I have written dt by t in place of dx, and I have put t in place of e to the power x. So I have got dt divided by t into root over of t square minus 1. Okay, here you see we have changed this whole format into t form. The here function is in x form, here function is in t form. Okay, if you will not put t in place of e to the power x, then if here we will got an x term which will be difficult to integrate. So convert this e to the power x to t. So here we have got dx is equal to dt by t. Okay, here we have changed its variables. We have changed variables from x to t. Now it's time to change its limits. Okay, so here see, here lower limit is 0, upper limit is ln 2. So here we have taken t equal to e to the power x. So when x equal to 0, then t equal to e to the power 0, and e to the power 0 is equal to 1. Okay, so when x equal to 0, then t equal to 1. Again, when x equal to ln 2, upper limit is ln 2. So when x equal to ln 2, then t equal to e to the power ln 2, and e to the power ln 2 is equal to 2, because here we have one property, e to the power ln x is equal to x. So e to the power ln 2 is equal to 2. So when x equal to ln 2, t is equal to 2. Okay, so here in place of 0 you will put 1, and in place of ln 2 we will put what? 2. So here we have completely changed its format. Now we know this is the formula of sec inverse t. Okay, we know this formula. Here after integration we will get sec inverse t. Okay, and here is the upper limit, here is the lower limit. So put here, so we will get sec inverse 2 minus sec inverse 1. Okay, and the value of sec inverse 2 is pi by 3, and value of sec inverse 1 is 0. You know, sec pi by 3 equal to 2. So 2 equal to sec inverse, so pi by 3 equal to sec inverse 2. Okay, similarly, you know, sec 0 equal to 1. So 0 equal to sec inverse 1. Okay, so sec inverse 2 equal pi by 3 and sec inverse 1 is 0. So answer is pi by 3 minus 0. Answer is pi by 3. Okay, got it? Thank you.